What is up, everybody? It's Charles from Frightmare HQ, and today I'm super excited because this has finally arrived. It is the Arrow Video release of Demons 1 and 2 in 4K with HDR compatibility. This actually was released last month on February the 22nd, but I just got mine in from across the pond because this is an Arrow UK release. This is not an Arrow US release, so you can't go down to Best Buy or Walmart and buy one of these, unfortunately. But alas, remember, peeps, that 4K movies are not region coded, so you can import this and you can watch it at home. That's the good news, but the bad news is this is basically sold out everywhere that imports to the US, so you may have to do a little digging to actually find one.
It is a movie called Demons.
And this is the first time Demons 1 and 2 have been released on 4K. Both movies were released on Blu-ray in the US by a company called Synapse. Those are pretty decent releases, but they were done from archival 35mm prints. However, on this, Arrow has done a brand new in-house restoration from the original camera negative on both films. So remember, when I say original camera negative, that's the original film that rolled through the camera when this was shot. That is going to be always the most accurate representation of a film. So what they do is take a 4K scan of the original negative, they do all of their restoration on it, and put it on this fantastic disc. And that should be the best presentation of this film anybody has ever seen. As well, both of these films offer new 5.1 lossless audio derived from the original stereo elements. Lossless audio is basically a format that preserves the original recording so you can hear everything as it should be heard. So you're hearing everything as it was at the original source without there being any noise or missing elements. So that is always something you want for in a release like this. So how about we open this up and take a look at what's included. Now, this box set opens up a little differently than some I've seen. It has two pieces that look like bricks, and they open up like this to reveal some Demons awesomeness. Let me drop this down here really fast. Boop. There you go. You kind of build a house out of these if you had enough of them, a Demon's house. All right, so let's check out the discs themselves, which are housed in this little slim case, but they have the same poster art that we just saw on the front of the box, only it's not split in half now. And you can enjoy the Demon's awesomeness of this newly commissioned artwork from an artist named Adam Rabelais. Adam is super talented, and he has some really cool posters up on Mad Duck Posters. I'd recommend checking those out. There's a really awesome Reanimator one that's still available, I believe. And inside, both of your discs also have artwork on them. And behind each of the discs is the original Italian poster art. Let's see if I can just pop Demons out. You can see Demonia. So that's actually a really nice touch, really nice attention to detail. As well, one of my favorite things on this that I think more releases should do is that all of your special features are housed in the same discs as the movie. What we see a lot of times is these 4K sets have the 4K movies, and then they have a separate Blu-ray that houses all the special features. So when you import these, you unfortunately sometimes can only watch the 4K disc if you don't have a region-free player. Then you're kind of stuck with your special features disc that you can't watch. But alas, everything is here for you, so you can just pop these in and watch them if you have a 4K player. This is something that'd be really cool to see more people do. I know sometimes, based on disk space and however many special features you have, that may not be possible, but that is a cool little touch. As well, I am really much a fan of this just being two discs. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of the 4K releases I see come out also include a Blu-ray disc of the same movie, which I never understood, because if I buy a 4K of a movie, I'm never going to watch the Blu-ray. So I have so many of these over here that come with a Blu-ray with the 4K, and I'm just like, why? I don't have no reason to ever use that. So two discs, this is all we need. We don't need a Blu-ray disc. We don't need a DVD disc. We don't need a laser disc. I don't need anything to be thrown in here. Just this. I need demons, all right?
This is no dream. This is happening right now.
All right, guys, let's talk about demons real quick. Now, the demons disc on here actually includes 2 versions of the movie. You have the original cut in Italian and English, and then you have the US cut, which is slightly different. The US cut didn't cut out any like gore or anything like that. My understanding is they trimmed it a little bit to remove Coca-Cola product placements, which I never really noticed in the Euro version, and it's kind of interesting to think of that. But the main difference in the US version is the score and the dubbing, because the score is a little bit different, not completely, but in the US release, they tried to drop out a lot of the rock music and just kind of replace it with a traditional score. And as well, one of the most notable things is the dubbing. Like I said, the dubbing of Nina the Punk Rock Girl. If you remember Nina the Punk Rock Girl, she's the one who's riding around in the back of the car. She looks like a cross between Yolandi Visser and the little feral kid from Mad Max. You know what I'm talking about. But her dubbing is completely different. That's a different person, and some of the dialogue is completely different too. So it's interesting to see like that. I'm not sure why they redubbed it when it was released in the US. This goes all the way back to when it was dropped in theaters in the 80s. And it's also kind of funny because Demons, when it was released in the US, even on VHS, always had the normal US version. That's kind of what everybody in the US was used to. But when Anchor Bay first brought out the DVD of this in 1999, it was the first time anybody had ever included the original uncut Euro version with the original English audio. So people were just confused because the movie seemed ever so slightly different. It was like, you're used to seeing Demons and then you watch this and you're like, this is something wrong with this. And a lot of people actually prefer the US cut. I'm partial to either. I just like Demons, so it's whatever to me now. There also is newly recorded and newly translated English subtitles on this one for the Italian version. Now, Demons was shot in English, but it was officially released as Italian dubbed, which is interesting. You think they would have just shot this with people speaking Italian where they could, but they didn't. And there is a new audio commentary from critics Kat Ellinger and Heather Drain. They co-host the Hell's Bells podcast. Besides that, there is a new visual essay on Dario Argento as a producer, so it talks about the films he produced. There are other special features on this, but they're lifted from Arrow's release from 2015, I believe. It includes a couple of archival commentaries, a couple of interviews, some trailers, things like that. Demons 2 is kind of the same that we mentioned. There's a new audio commentary by Travis Crawford on this one. And then there is another new visual essay on space and technology in Demons and Demons 2. The other items in here are also lifted from the Blu-ray from a few years ago from Arrow Video. So that's a lot in here, but your main selling point of this is going to be the restoration and the 4K presentation on the movie itself, as well as the original lossless audio that's included. So great movies here. This box set also has a couple of other things in here. You have a double-sided fold-out poster of that artwork we just saw. Demons and Demons 2. So that is a nice little touch that folds right up in there. You get a replica of the Metropole ticket. Ooh, Metropole ticket. I can go to the movies, guys. I'm so excited. And you get this new limited edition 60-page booklet, which has the demon that we saw. This is a 60-page booklet that has new writings on Demons from a couple of people. Roberto Curte, who is an Italian film critic. You've got Rachel Nisbet. She does a lot of online blogging and writing about Italian films, so in Italian genre in general. And Alexandra Heller-Nichols, she is an Australian film critic and really awesome writer. If you're not familiar with her, she has a great book brought out last year called 1,000 Women in Horror. I would highly recommend, but this is a cool little companion piece. You got the writings in here by everybody, but you've also got some photos, so it's a nice little thing to have while you're watching the movie. So that is the new Demons set from Arrow Video, one I would highly recommend you get and keep, because the fact that it's sold out and the fact that this has only been released in the UK, I've not heard plans of this being released again anywhere else, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I want to thank you guys for joining me to talk about Demons, and do me a favor, if you like this, hit that like button at the bottom. Remember to comment, subscribe, and share, because if you don't, the boogans are going to get you.